Yeah, I definitely feel like mentally, I'm becoming a faster player. High school, I feel like I played fast. Last year as a freshman didn't get too much time, so I didn't get as much experience. But I know getting reps every day in practice, I'm getting better every day. I feel like I'm making steps to get better every day, so that's all that matters.
What do you take from a year like 2020?
Say it again.
What do you take, or what did you learn from a year like last season?
Really, that there's always improvement to get better. Wasn't the season we wanted, but I know coming back, we're all hungry and we're all ready to get better. Our mind isn't too focused on last year. That's last year. We got a whole new team, so we're just ready to focus on this year and just get better week to week.
Getting some reps at both linebacker and defensive back, how comfortable do you feel at both those positions?
Very comfortable. Even in high school, I played two positions, so it's not too different for me. I like learning two positions. I feel like it helps me at each position because then I know what he's doing too, so it helps me play faster. So just doing that is just going to make me an overall better player.
Between guys like Sammy, Kindle, there's a lot of versatility on this defense. Just what does that bring? How does that make you guys better, having so many guys that can slot into different positions?
Yeah, definitely. We learn from each other. We all make mistakes, so we definitely learn mistakes from each other so we can all get better on that certain thing, whatever it may be. A guy like Kendall Daniels, I look up to him as a leader. He knows what he's doing all the time, so if I got a question, I can ask him, and I know he'll know. I know Sammy will know. Sammy was a big guy last year who was helping me as a young Cheetah when he played Cheetah last year, so definitely stepping into that role now definitely helped.
You mentioned liking, playing a couple of different positions. Has that been easy for you? You mentioned doing it in high school. Has that been an easy process for you? Are there things you got to do to keep everything straight?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's not easy, but I would say, I'm blessed to be in that opportunity. Obviously I got to do extra things off the practice field, off the film, to study, to know my stuff, especially at the college level. There's more to it. There's checks and everything like that. So when I have to go in there and play both positions, I feel comfortable at doing it because I'm prepared for it.
You mentioned being blessed to have the opportunity. How much has the coaching staff maybe prepared you the last few months for maybe going between different positions?
Yeah, Coach Goodwin's been a big role for me, especially at the Cheetah position. He's helped me with the mental side of the game. That's where I think I could take the biggest step. I feel like I'm a great physical player, but I know my weaknesses is where I need to get better. Is the mental part of the game, seeing things before they happen and stuff like that. Coach Hall has always been a great guy for mental and always getting me right to get on the field in the film room. So it's been good.
How's a guy like Robert Springs-Jennings kind of been leading the safety room so far?
Great. Rob from sophomore year to now, big step. He's taking the leadership role in a great way with the safeties, always holding us accountable, always making sure we're doing the right thing. Extra film after practice. We watch film after practice, right after practice every day without the coaches, just to make sure we're all on the same page and stuff like that. So, it definitely helps us, especially the young guys.
He was telling us a couple weeks ago about your relationship with Boganowski, just how you guys kind of bounce off each other. How helpful is it to have someone same age going through a lot of the same stuff and you guys kind of learn it together?
Oh yeah, me and Bog, us coming in together as recruits, we've always been like this, super close. We learn from each other at home. We're always talking about football, always talking about how this year it's time for us to step up and make a big step from last year. We're hungry and we want to get it together. We want to eat together, help our team around us.
How much did you guys learn from Billy last year, and what are some of the things that he maybe kind of gave you guys that left an impression on you?
Yeah, Bill, just his seriousness on and off the field, his leadership. He always led by example, and that's a big thing that we're trying to do as safeties, the defense. As safeties, we have to know everything. We have to know what everyone on the field is doing. So Bill definitely taught us as young guys, so we can teach our young guys now to do the same thing. He's in the NFL now, and that's where we all want to be. So we know what we have to do to get there. It takes a lot of work.